Redfish and trout.
Test.
Snapper was a month ago. Yeah, a month ago we went out of Freeport. We were out 60 miles.
Test. Is it working? Is it working now? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we were out 60.
Okay. Okay, let's try this again. Ordinance number 2024-7, an ordinance of the City of Ivanhoe, Texas, adopting a budget for the ensuing fiscal year beginning October 1, 2024, and ending September 30th, 2025, in accordance with the Texas Uniform Budget Law, Sections 102.01. For the City of Ivanhoe, appropriating the various amounts thereof, and repealing all ordinance or parts of ordinances in conflict therein, providing for public hearings, providing for publication of this ordinance, and for an effective date hereof. Whereas the mayor of the City of Ivanhoe, Texas, on August 27th, 2024, submitted to the City Council a proposed budget of the revenues of said city and the expenses of conducting the affairs thereof, and providing a complete financial plan for the fiscal year 2025, in which said proposed budget has been compiled from detailed information obtained from past income and expenses of the city, and whereas the City Council has received said mayor's proposed budget, a copy of which proposed budget and all supporting documents have been filed with the city secretary, and has been continuously available for review by the public at the city office of the City of Ivanhoe, Texas, and on the city website since August the 27th, 2024. Now therefore be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Ivanhoe, Texas, that Section 1, the proposed budget of the revenue of the City of Texas and the expenses of conducting the affairs thereof, providing a complete financial plan for the ensuing fiscal year beginning October 1, 2024 and ending September 30th, 2025, as submitted to the City Council by the mayor of the said city on August 27th, 2023, and the same is in all things adopted and approved as the budget of all anticipated expenditures, as well as fixed charges against said city for the fiscal year beginning October 1, 2024, and ending September 30th, 2025. Section 2, the sums in Exhibit A attached are hereby appropriated from the respective funds for the payment of expenditures on behalf of the city government as established in the approved budget document. Section 3, specific authority is hereby given to the mayor in public emergency or necessity to transfer appropriations budgeted from one account classification or activity to another account or activity, and to transfer appropriations from designated appropriations to any individual activity. Section 4, this ordinance or parts of this ordinance in conflict herein or with state or federal law are hereby repealed. And Section 5, the ordinance shall be and remain in full force and effect from and after its final passage and publication as herein provided. Section 6, a public hearing on the proposed fiscal year 2025 budget was held before City Council as a whole on September 12th, 2024, and due notice of said public hearing was published one time in the official designated newspaper having general circulation in the City of Ivanhoe, Texas, and placed on the city website as required by law. So at this point, considered and approved by the City Council of the City of Ivanhoe, Texas, special council meeting of this date, I need to take a roll call.
Got to have a motion first.
I have to have a motion to accept this and to do the roll call.
I make a motion to accept the budget for 2025 as proposed.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Got to do a roll call.
Okay. Will?
Yay.
Mr. McWhorter?
Yay.
Lloyd Olmsberg?
Yay.
Justin Gregory?
Yay.
Okay. Ordinance number 2024-8, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Ivanhoe, Texas, adopting the tax rate and levying ad valorem taxes for the fiscal year 2024. Okay, my bad. To provide revenue for the payment of budgeted municipal expenditures and providing for tax assessment, records, severability, an effective date, and proper notice and meeting. Whereas the City Council of Ivanhoe, Texas has on this date, by way of separate ordinance, duly approved and adopted a budget for the operation of the city for fiscal year 2025. And whereas the aforesaid ordinance anticipates and requires the levy of an ad valorem tax on all taxable property in the city of Ivanhoe. And whereas the Chief Appraiser of Tyler County Appraisal District has prepared and certified the appraisal roll of the city of Ivanhoe, Texas, that roll being that portion of the approved appraised roll of the Tyler County Appraisal District, which lists property taxable by the city of Ivanhoe, Texas. And whereas the tax assessor and collector of Tyler County has calculated and published the required statutory calculations as the official designated by the governing body required by Section 26.04 of the Texas Tax Code. The tax assessor and collector has published calculations incorporating a $5,000 over 65 homestead exemption. The published rates include the required no new revenue tax rate, the voter-approved tax rate, and an explanation of how they were calculated, and has fulfilled all other requirements for the publication as required by Chapter 26 of the Texas Tax Code in a manner designed to come to the attention of all residents of the city of Ivanhoe, and those rates have been submitted to the City Council. And whereas the City Council has complied with all applicable requirements of the Texas Tax Code and the Texas Local Government Code prior to the setting of the tax rate for said city for the fiscal year beginning October 1st, 2024, and ending September 30, 2025. And whereas it is necessary to levy such an ad valorem tax at a given rate to generate revenues sufficient to meet the projected expenses of the city for fiscal year 25. Now therefore be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Ivanhoe, Texas, that Section 1, Tax Roll, the tax roll presented to City Council together with any supplements herein is hereby accepted and approved. Section 2, Adoption of the tax rate. The tax rate for the City of Ivanhoe, Texas, for fiscal year 2025 shall be and is hereby set at 0.7367 on each $100 of taxable value of real and personal property not exempt from taxation by the Constitution and laws of the state situated within the corporate limits of the city of Ivanhoe. The tax rate, as required by law, is adopted in two parts: the general operating expense rate, maintenance and operations, will be 0.5949 per $100 valuation. And the debt rate, also known as interest and sinking, shall be 0.1418 per $100 in valuation. Section 3, Tax Levy. There is hereby levied for the fiscal year 2025 upon all real property situated within the corporate limits of the city of Ivanhoe, Texas, and upon all personal property that was owned within the corporate limits of the city of Ivanhoe, Texas, on January 1, 2024, except so much thereof as may be exempt by the Constitution or laws of the state of Texas. A total tax of 0.7367 on each $100 of assessed valuation on all taxable property, which total tax herein so levied shall consist and be comprised of the following components. The general fund is an ad valorem tax rate of 0.7367 on each $100 of assessed valuation of all taxable property is hereby levied for general municipal purposes and to pay the current operating expenses of the city of Ivanhoe, Texas for the fiscal year ending September 30, 2025, which tax, when collected, shall be appropriated to and for the credit of the general fund of the city of Ivanhoe, Texas. B, General Debt Service Fund, an ad valorem tax of 0.1418 on each $100 of assessed valuation of all taxable property is hereby levied for the purpose of creating an interest and sinking fund with which to pay the interest and principal of the valid bonded indebtedness and related fees of the city of Ivanhoe, now outstanding, and such tax which, when collected, shall be appropriated and deposited into the credit of the General Debit Service Fund of the city of Ivanhoe, Texas, for the fiscal year ending September 30, 2025. Section 4, Texas Tax Code Statement. In accordance with Section 26.05 of the Texas Tax Code, the City Council hereby states that the tax rate will raise more taxes for maintaining and operations than last year's tax rate, and that tax rate will effectively be increased by 0.005% and will raise taxes for maintenance and operations on a $100,000 home by approximately $550. Assessment and lien. The Tyler County Tax Assessor Collector is hereby authorized to assess and collect the taxes of said city employing the above tax rate. All taxes shall become a lien upon the property against which assessed, and the Tyler County Tax Assessor Collector for and on behalf of the city of Ivanhoe shall, by virtue of the tax rolls, fix and establish a lien by levying upon such property, whether real or personal, for the payment of said taxes, including penalty and interest, and the penalty and interest collected from such delinquent taxes shall be appropriated for the general fund of the city of Ivanhoe. Section 6, expenditures and general fund revenue collected pursuant to this ordinance shall be expended as set forth in the city of Ivanhoe's fiscal year 2025 annual budget, as may be amended, and all revenue collected that is not specifically appropriated shall be deposited in the general fund. Section 7, records. The city of Ivanhoe shall keep accurate and complete records of all monies collected under the ordinance and the purposes for which the same are expended. Section 8, severability. Should any paragraph, sentence, provision, clause, phrase, or section of this ordinance be adjudged or held to be unconstitutional, illegal, or invalid, the same shall not affect the validity of this ordinance as a whole, or any part of the provision thereof, other than the part of the parts adjudged to be invalid, illegal, or unconstitutional. Section 9, repealer. All other ordinances and provisions in conflict herein are hereby repealed, but only to the extent of any such conflict and inconsistency, and all other provisions of the Code of Ordinances not in conflict herein shall remain in full force and effect. The repeal of any ordinance or parts thereof by the enactment of this ordinance shall not be construed as abandoning any action now pending under or by virtue of such ordinance. Nor shall it have the effect of discontinuing, abating, modifying, or altering any penalty accruing or to accrue, nor as affecting any rights of the city of Ivanhoe under any section or provision of any ordinance at the time of the passage of this ordinance. Effective date. This ordinance shall be in full force and effect from and after the date of adoption by the City Council. Section 11, open meeting. It is hereby officially found and determined that the meeting at which this ordinance was passed was conducted in compliance with the Open Meetings Act, Texas Government Code Chapter 551, as may have been modified by any applicable emergency orders. So at this point, I'd like a motion to accept the tax rates that
I'll make a motion, we adopt ordinance number 2024-8, adopting the tax roll, adopting the tax rate, and levying ad valorem taxes for the fiscal year 2025.
Second.
all in
Do
favor?
have a comment.
Yes, sir.
We need to fix on section of the document. It's just it's a typo.
The year?
Section 3 tax levy. No.
No.
We discussed the .7367 being split between 5949 and .1418, but in A, general fund, on the second page, we have it at .7367 for the general fund, and that should be .5949.
Gotcha.
So with that change, not acknowledging that change, I'm okay then.
Good catch. Thank you. So we have a motion and a second.
We'll have to modify that motion, Mayor.
Okay.
I modify my motion to adopt ordinance number 2024-8, adopting the tax rule, adopting the tax rate, and levying ad valorem taxes for the fiscal year 2025, providing that on Section A, General Fund, the ad valorem tax rate is changed to .5949.
Have a second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
You gotta-
I gotta do a roll call. Councilman Warren,
Yay.
Councilman McWhorter,
Yay.
Councilman Gregory,
Yay.
Councilman Olmsted? Okay. Okay. That concludes our business tonight. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank y'all very kindly for your attention and help in doing this.